Um, we know that we enter God's presence with our praise, His courts with thanksgiving. I might have that backwards, but praise and thanksgiving are important. They help bring us closer to God, and so being able to express gratitude is important to our faith and our walk. And experiencing gratitude, like feeling gratitude, is something I have always struggled with. And I feel like I'm getting some insights. So I thought I would share in case you're like me and you have struggled with gratitude. So, um, I don't know how many years ago it's been now, but Anne Voskamp came out with the Thousand Gifts, and people were so excited, and I was hearing so many stories of lives being transformed by practicing gratitude and things they were thankful for. And as hard as I tried, it just was one more box to check. It wasn't changing anything in me. It wasn't changing my perspective. It wasn't helping my attitude. If anything, it was making my attitude worse because I wasn't seeing the change in me that I was seeing in others who were talking about this practicing gratitude and the, things they were thankful for and how it was changing them. So it really just made me more frustrated and more self-condemnation for not being able to get it like everybody else could get it. Hi, Julie. So, tried off and on over the years because, again, thankfulness and praise is important to our faith and being able to connect with God. And um, often people that grow up with childhood emotional neglect might experience a feeling of emptiness. And I felt like for me, rather than a feeling of emptiness, because I could feel frustration, I could feel anger, I could feel hatred, even mostly for myself. So it wasn't empty, but very disconnected from positive emotions: joy, gratitude, gratefulness, thanksgiving. And so just going like, why is this? And I didn't know why until I heard of CEN, the childhood emotional neglect. Um, and so just not, hi, Casey, um, not learning how to express and identify those emotions when I was younger makes it hard now. So it was really helpful for me to see that there was a reason, but it still didn't, until like 2 weeks ago, it still didn't really um, help me out. I mean, like, it helped to know that I was normal and that I could learn to experience gratitude, but I still didn't know how. And so I'm doing a coaching program around my book, Mess to Majesty, and one of the stories is the woman with the alabaster jar. And what I was teaching out of her story um, last week or 2 weeks ago was about just her tremendous gratitude that compelled her to go to Jesus and, pour this expensive perfume on his feet and to cry and make a spectacle of herself. But it was out of gratitude, and Jesus condoned her for it. He didn't condemn her, he honored her for her gratitude. And I guess I was kind of taking some of that condemnation again of like, I don't experience gratitude like that. Like, I don't understand what that's like. Um, but then I realized, like, so many things, maybe I just didn't have gratitude defined quite properly. And maybe I just haven't experienced, maybe I don't experience gratitude in the way other people do at this point. Kind of like when people will ask me if I'm having fun. I'm like, what do you think is fun? I'm not sure if what I think is fun qualifies, or like I'm enjoying this, but not sure if that's enough to call it fun. um, so I do that with a lot of things. And so I feel like I'm kind of rambling. What I felt like the Lord showed me with gratitude was He said to practice gratitude. And I was kind of like, well, I have been, like naming things I'm thankful for and whatever. And he's like, well, but if you want to feel the gratitude, then you need to go deeper than just listing things you're thankful for. And so on the first day that I did it, he said, you're thankful for the mountains. But why? Why are you thankful for the mountains? And so I'm like, well, they're stunning. I live in a valley where I'm literally surrounded almost 360 by mountains, and they're just stunning. They change all the time, all throughout the day, every season. Like, they're just amazing. And so they're amazing, and I'm grateful for that. Like, I'm grateful for their beauty. He's like, but why? Well, to me, it just speaks of his bigness. Like, to design and coordinate everything that has to happen, even for the mountains, to go through their seasons and to exist and all of that. Yeah, Sarah, love the mountains too. Like, it just speaks of his bigness to me. Like, it just puts me in awe. And I literally, I mean, like, going to the grocery store, I can tear up seeing the mountains. Like, I'm just overcome that I get to live surrounded by such beauty. And it reminds me of him. And so it's like, okay, so feel that. That's gratitude, and practice feeling that, and practice, instead of just, I'm thankful for my husband, at like, let's keeping it a head level. It's just the facts. But if you want to feel gratitude, then you have to connect some emotions. So why am I thankful for my husband? Because he sees me. He takes the time to understand me. Um, Even when I make something way too big in my head, when I finally get it out and bring it to him, he doesn't condemn me for that. I'm sure he still wishes that I wouldn't do that, but he doesn't condemn me and he understands me. And so that feeling, like, how great does it feel to be understood and not be condemned when I've been beating myself up? Um, and so just, if there's, I guess just if you don't connect with gratitude or thankfulness and see how it's transforming, then to just take it deeper. And why am I grateful for this? And why? And just keep going a few, as deep as you can, but at least 2 or 3 layers deep to find, okay, this is where the emotion is, and this is what gratitude feels like. So I can sit here, and at this point, like, gratitude still just feels completely overwhelming to me. But as I sit and practice, then I can start to see that within the gratitude, there's the, oh, I feel understood. I feel chosen. I feel awe, like looking at the mountains, like just awe that, like, you did all of that and yet you talk to me and you care about what's going on in my life. Um, so yeah, I think with most emotions, like, we don't just feel one thing, like, there's all these facets of it, and to just be comfortable with practicing and experiencing that. And so hopefully that's encouraging to somebody, and I will plan to start doing these on my page on Mondays around this time. So can join me, and if you have stuff that you're curious what I think about or whatever, you can always ask me. It might be a topic for one of my videos, and thanks for watching.